install the polyclad shutter. It's the easiest shutter to install on the market. If you can install blinds, you can install the shutter in the same amount of time, probably quicker. When you receive your shutter, in most cases it's going to be completely assembled. But in the larger shutters, they're going to be apart like this. So you're going to need to be able to slip the leg over the top or the bottom of the frame and slip it inside the frame. You then take your number 6 3/4 inch screw and set it inside the pre-drilled hole, and your frame is now assembled. After your frame has been assembled, you're going to need to drill holes in the side of the frame if you've not ordered it with pre-drilled holes. The way to do that is to go 4 inches below the frame and go in the side back where the light stop is and drill straight through the center. Do the same thing on the other side, 4 inches below, through the frame. Then move down to the bottom of the frame and do exactly the same thing. 4 inches above the frame on both sides. On your longer frames, as this one is, you're going to need to put a pre-drilled hole on each side of the frame for stability. So center it and do exactly the same thing you do on top and bottom. Your shutter is now ready for mounting. Now that the frame is assembled, simply set it in the window opening. Set your top screw on either side. By drilling it all the way in and back it out. At this point, center the panel so that the gap on the back of each side is even, and reset the screw so that it is even with the side of the light stop. Repeat this procedure on the top right and the bottom left and bottom right. Now ready to assemble the panel in the frame. Simply put the panel in the frame, matching up the hinges, and drop the pins through the hinge. Now that the panel is inside the frame, you need to make sure that the panel is set in the frame properly and that it's square. If it's not square, you may need to move the frame, starting at the bottom, either left or right, so that the panel will be square in the opening. You can tell this by closing the panel. If it's too high or too low, it won't fit properly. This is the procedure to correct that. You open the panel, you remove the screw on both sides, you then slide the frame in either direction necessary so that the panel will square with the frame. You just open and close it to get to where you want it to be as you slide it so you can tell that it's square in the frame. When you're at that point, so reset the screws on the bottom. And check to make sure the panel is square in the frame. If it is, then you're finished. If the shutter happens to be an outside mount shutter, the procedure is identical to an inside mount shutter. However, instead of putting the screw through the side of the light stop when you mount it, you put it through the front towards the wall. Other than that, the procedure to install is identical. What's left now are your finishing touches. It's not necessary to do any magnets or clips because at the factory a bullet catch is set in the frame to hold your panel in place when it's closed. This is our state-of-the-art procedure. It makes it nice because you don't have to worry about any gaudy magnets or clips that are showing from the outside or when the panel is open. In addition to that, you may want to caulk the sides or the sills and look over the panel, look over the frame, make sure there are not visible markings, that everything operates properly, and you're now finished.